a lot of people didn't know they were watching anime when we were growing up. Like Pokemon, we didn't know Pokemon was an anime
Yeah.
when we young.
Sailor Moon.
A lot of people didn't know certain stuff was anime. They just thought it was just regular cartoons that they liked to
Yeah,
individualize.
that's not
Okay.
true.
No, they didn't
Oh
know.
That's
yeah.
not
No, they
true.
no, they didn't
If
know.
you,
No, it's
I said
not.
They did
a
not
lot of people
know.
didn't know
No,
that, bro.
no, that's
A
not
lot of people
true.
Max,
didn't
how
know
old are
that,
you?
That's
bro.
How old are you,
cap.
Max?
That is true.
It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
No, seriously.
Dragon Ball, we knew it doesn't matter. I'll tell you why. First off, Pokemon, they changed that. They literally Americanized it. So that's why people didn't
Hey,
know that that
That's
was
what I'm
anime.
saying. What
Maybe
are
No,
you?
before
but
you
you're
get
wrong
before you start
because
to know
in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z,
Max.
that was
When did
actually
you actually start
we knew that
watching
was
this shit?
anime.
Because it used to come
what
on.
5 year old cares about it being from Japan after it came off from after Dexter's Laboratory? Like we're not. This is come on, y'all gotta go back to being kids. This is not what the.
He
Different
doesn't. You thinking
things.
about it in
I
Well,
terms
knew
of
I
when
When
didn't
I
it's
know.
watched Speed
aired.
I
Racer, I
didn't
knew
know.
it was different from everything else I was watching.
When
Hey,
I was
Speed Racer
watching
was the shit.
Akira or a Studio Ghibli movie, I was not like, oh man, this is the same thing as watching Toy Story.
It
Like, what
is
are we
the
doing?
same thing, but we're just saying that you wasn't aware of it. I
It's
didn't know
very
I was watching
okay. Well,
anime
this
when I
isn't
was
the
watching
Honestly,
Pokemon. I didn't know I was
it
watching
was just the
anime
shit that
when
was
I was
on Cartoon
watching
Network. It didn't matter. It was just the shit that was on
individually.
Cartoon Network.
Max. So Max. So
Not
Max. I asked
individually.
you. So
Give
Max.
me
I
If
asked
you
you how
didn't say
old are
when
you
is
because it makes
anime
a.
coming on,
I asked you how old you were, Max, because I guarantee you it's going to make the point
he's
matter what I'm
also in
about to say.
Canada, so I don't. My thing is, Dragon Ball Z came on when I was like going to grade school in the morning.
I was
I
like
didn't know it was.
4. I was 4 or 5 when it came on.
Yeah, like we wasn't giving a fuck about no Japanese cartoons. We just
That's
knew
what
it
I'm
was
saying. Like, how
kids.
about those Sailor Moon was a Japanese cartoon, nigga? Like,
No, it was
Bro,
it
a
just
you
came
Japanese
out.
listen,
cartoon.
listen. No, you knew that was you didn't know that was different from
you
everything else?
young.
Yeah,
You were
No,
not
and
brother,
three.
brother. Hold on, let me just
So
well, I
so my
wasn't
thing
3. And
was
I'm telling you, hold on. Let me say this, right? Because I was watching this actively. Like Sailor Moon when it was coming out in America, I was watching it actively. I knew there was a difference
hmm
between Sailor Moon and the Sonic morning
Thank you.
cartoon.
yeah.
Thank
I
you.
knew there was a difference.
But
So
did
this
you
what I'm saying.
It
This what I'm
automatically
was
saying.
think
This what I'm
that you
saying,
were
Max.
watching anime?
So this what some of us were actually
honestly, okay,
aware of
so
that,
we
but
get
we
that, but
weren't
Can you
here,
put
just.
a name to it?
can it not just be niggas were watching a bunch of different shows and just one of a different style came on? It didn't sit there and make us think this is some completely foreign shit. It was just the
was
next thing on
foreign.
Cartoon
I
It
Network.
was
knew
It
fucking
I
felt
I
knew it
already
was
foreign
knew, but
foreign.
we knew. So
because
I
for
knew it was
the
example,
mouths
foreign.
didn't
for
match.
example, it
Listen,
was easy to
Did y'all not
tell.
notice the mouths not matching?
It was so think about this. Think about this. This is what I'm saying.
I
Niggas,
It
didn't
was
see anything
easy. It
like
was
that.
easy
Super
for
Cartoon
people
Network
like
got
us.
easily
It
made.
was easy for people like us because I'm giving everybody in the room the benefit of the doubt. We had a higher level of awareness when it came to the content that we're watching. I'll give you a good example. Back in like 90 98 99, you had Totally Spies that would come on. You had Wings Club, and then you would have Shaolin Showdown. But it would be mixed in with shows like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It would be mixed in with G
Holioka.
Gundam, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Dragon Ball. They were all mixed in together in your afternoon tsunami that ran from like 3 to damn near 7 o'clock. Now, I'm gonna take you back even further. If you remember back in the day, Sci-Fi on Tuesdays and Thursdays had anime running from 7
we
to 9
knew
They used
we
a.m.
to have
and
knew
then
anime
we
Channel
knew it
One
was
had
all
hold
mixed.
on, listen, y'all.
I'll say this
Hold on.
personally.
Let's just call a spade, right? If y'all hear some rap, you're hearing rap a lot, and all of a sudden somebody play jazz, you gonna know the jazz
I'm
Oh,
just
difference.
fuck
saying.
yeah.
No, bro, that's not the same. But
Fuck
understand that
yeah.
now.
We know it's different.
We thought
Oh, it's all the
No, it's
same
different.
music.
It's
Listen, y'all.
different.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all might have not known. Y'all might have not known, but I'll give you Pokemon. But again, we know Pokemon was Americanized.
Absolutely.
You couldn't tell, but
but what
everything
are we
else. But
actually
you would
saying?
say
I'm
that
acting
that
like
was
we're
not.
not at
You
we're
should be
talking
reaching out
about
everything else, but y'all didn't know this Pokemon. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
Bro,
again,
I ain't gonna lie. Even One Piece,
Did
this
no, no,
even
no.
One
No,
Hold
Piece when it
up.
no,
came
No,
like,
no,
out.
no. Hold
no,
up.
they
See,
Hold on,
don't.
did you
wait,
not know they
wait, hold on,
changed?
hold on, y'all, hold on,
Donuts,
hold on.
man.
Like I know what are you
even
talking about? Yeah.
hold on,
Like what?
y'all. Hold on.
No, no,
Even
no, 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 no.
no.
So you
Okay,
telling me?
anyway, so
No,
the
no, no.
question,
See, no, no, no. You
no.
telling me you saw Goku's outfit, his style, and all that, and you're like, oh
He's
man, I wonder
American.
what American. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's be real here,
Wait,
yo.
I'm
Bro,
sorry.
even
You
I ain't
acting
gonna lie,
like
even
we
I
ain't,
ain't gonna
you
lie,
know, like
even
Switch
Y'all
phones didn't
wasn't
have the
kids when
same
y'all was
fucking color
watching this
scheme.
shit
What the
at the
fuck you
end of
talking
the day.
about?
It's
We were definitely
hold on,
kids.
wait,
You were
even one kid, even One Piece, I thought it was like I didn't know it was that because it came on 4 kids.
all right.
Oh
It
my,
came on with Power Rangers and all that.
yeah.
You saw Goku's outfit with little different symbols there. Like that was consistent. You like, damn, this must
Wow, this
be
is a
this.
cartoon.
Nigga, how I know there were foreign symbols at the time?
It was
No,
a
nobody
You
different
ain't
talking
never been
language,
to
about.
my
you
nigga.
ain't
What are
never
you
been to a
talking
Chinese.
about?
Shaolin
It's,
sold out. But think about
bro,
this.
like
Shaolin sold
a
out kind of
different
had it
language.
like that.
But
Nick,
you watched
He
it.
knew. Oh my.
do you know how young I was when
Crunchy
Okay,
is
so you
younger, so
saying
I'm gonna
that?
give him the benefit of the doubt. But when I hear
No, because I
Bubbles or
remember
CJ
watching
saying
Dragon
this, I don't
Ball.
know.
I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z growing up because it was boy girl shit. At that time, I only watched the other Sailor Moon. That's what I grew up with. I didn't know Sailor Moon was a fucking whatchamacallit. I knew about anime when I got older, and I was like, oh, this is anime. That shit was anime younger when I was watching it. The
All
fuck?
right.
But y'all are talking about a word. I'm talking about like characteristics.
So
Yeah,
Mark,
I didn't pay
so
I was
attention
Mark,
to
too
that.
Mark,
young.
let
I
me ask you this.
get to that like that. When we tell
Mark, let
you
me ask you
sometimes
this.
it is just for enjoyable watching, it was that back in the day.
Mark, let me ask you this.
It was another
You're
cartoon.
probably closer to my age than probably most people in here. Do you remember Ronin Warriors coming on Toonami?
Ew. Yes,
So
I
I'm a,
do.
so for a very long time, I looked at this and I thought nothing of it as an anime. I knew it was an anime, but I thought nothing of it. You know where I pulled, I looked it up. I always thought I said, you know what? It felt like watching Power Rangers. So when I actually looked up the history of
Very
it,
similar. Yes.
they got their inspiration from the beginning of Super Sentai in 1975. So that right there, oh boy, I kid you not. Like so, when looking at Ronin Warriors and then looking at shows that kind of play off the Super Sentai trope, Sailor Moon is actually one of them. A lot of people don't know that Sailor Moon was more of a
Exactly.
Super
Heavily
Sentai.
inspired by
Mhm.
Super Sentai. Yeah.
Super Sentai was a heavier inspiration than the presence of just anime in general. Anime was just the platform that Sailor Moon was able to debut on because the mangaka that wrote it again pulled from the Super Sentai and said, why not have an all girls team? Because back then it
So
wasn't really
all
it wasn't an all girl team. Sailor Moon was by and far
Right. It
the
was like the
first
first
female team.
all girl team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did.
until I was in
Man,
fucking
Oh,
Public
now it
library,
makes
man.
A
sense.
public
Shout out
library,
to
thank
Now it
you.
library.
makes sense.
Shit.
Now it makes
y'all
sense.
nigga.
acting like
Hey,
I'm
hey,
Now
hey,
it
hey,
makes
stupid.
sense.
Bubbles,
Listen
this
to
what I
this
mean
shit.
about
Man,
being
these
outside,
niggas is
bro.
so sad. These
Yeah.
niggas knew
Hey, Bubbles,
everything at
this what I
fucking
mean about
But
6
being
see,
years
outside.
old. The fuck?
Hold on, let me jump in real quick.
I looked at that. They were talking about Japan all the time.
All the
Okay,
They
time.
literally talked
let
about
me jump.
Japan all the time.
All the fucking
So
Hold
I'm
on,
time.
just
y'all.
like, yo, they're
And I
Japan.
did not understand
Okay,
communism
so
till
was the
I moved to San
little
Diego. I
random
never
sort
knew
of
what this
Hey,
interracial
was.
hold on, let
kids
me
in
jump in real quick, y'all.
Captain
Real quick,
Planet.
real quick,
Hey,
real quick.
let Vil jump in. He ain't say nothing. Go ahead, Vil.
Maybe y'all niggas probably knew about it, but we're not gonna act like the average person
Thank
knew
you.
this was fucking anime. It's from Japan. We thought it was a
I be
regular.
forgetting I'm Mark, bro. I'm
It
sorry.
was
I be
good or
forgetting.
Hey,
not good.
yeah.
You liked it or you didn't like
Hold on,
it.
CJ. Hold on, player. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't know, bro. That's why I was like, I was thinking in my head, and I heard y'all talking. I'm like, bro, y'all probably knew. The average person thought this was just American TV shows. We was not knowing as kids again,
We birthed had
elementary.
cable.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I didn't have cable growing up. So when I see Dragon Ball Z and I see these white presenting characters, that take that into consideration.
Mhm.
Take that into consideration. White presenting
Yes.
characters on fucking TV. You're not thinking this is Japanese
With that
cartoons.
crazy ass
And
hair,
we're kids,
shit.
bro.
The
And then
the
also,
art style look okay. Go
hold
ahead,
on.
Bill. I'm sorry.
no. And then also, a lot of people was not introduced, especially certain people in our culture are not introduced to other cultures like that. Maybe certain regions, but I'm gonna use my region. No, we didn't know nothing about no goddamn Chinese, Japanese, bro. Like,
So
forget it.
so
But let me hold
so
on. Let me say this real quick, right?
Hold on,
Oh,
one
Vel,
minute.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Then I'm done. I'm gonna let y'all have it. But that's all I'm saying, bro. We just really gotta be like, we just can't make it seem like it's something far fetched that people are saying. But go ahead.
Well, we
Oh,
live in America. I don't think it's far fetched, but here's what I'm gonna say about that, right? Dragon Ball Z used to play next to a show called The New Adventures of Johnny
Come
Quest,
on
right?
now. Come on.
Hey,
Now, when I
Yes,
look at The New
sir.
Adventures of Johnny Quest and I look at Dragon Ball Z, I can tell that these are made in two different places.
Hmm.
As a child,
so you were
because I mean,
experienced being
if
with
you
the
look at a
Japanese and
picture,
stuff.
if you at that point in my life, no, but I knew that it wasn't made the same way as the New
Nigga
Adventures of Johnny
lying,
Quest.
bro.
No,
Okay,
So let
Crunchy.
me.
look,
So
that
so
see
so
that's
Pull
hold
up
on,
why
a
hold on,
we
hold
picture.
knew
on,
Hold on,
Disney.
no, no, no,
Wait,
no,
hold
wait,
no,
on.
wait.
no,
To
no,
Let
no.
me
that
I
let
wanna,
me
to
I
that
come.
point,
wanna
to that point,
solidify what I'm
we knew
saying.
Disney
I want to
cartoons
solidify this.
can we let Mark
I want to
finish?
solidify
Can we
this.
let Mark
Pull up
go
a
ahead?
picture
weren't the
of
same
New Adventures of Johnny Quest,
They
and I
look.
want you to pull up the early '90s art style of Dragon Ball Z,
They look
and you
similar.
tell me if those things look like they should be next to each other.
That's not the point, Mark.
That's
When
my
you
point.
young, you ain't thinking about the art style. You
Art.
It
I
thinking
was
is
thinking
about
about the
the
art style
Are
when
exact
I was
you
niggas.
young.
no.
Niggas
are
now
It
you
think
is
they
the
got
exact
arguing that
cartoons to
we
same.
didn't know
watch.
they were different, or are you arguing
Bullshit.
that we didn't know they were Japanese cartoons? Because we can acknowledge we all knew they were different.
No,
Yeah, like, it's still a
CG.
cartoon. Like
Yo,
it's
you
nothing
want to
to
know how you're capping, Crunchy? Because the reason why we fell in love with Dragon Ball is because of the art style, the way they were fighting, the way they were
No,
boxing.
I'm not saying nothing about the art style. What I'm saying is,
You just said it's
no.
about the
Listen,
art
Max.
style.
Max, listen. Before you get wrong again, listen. We can understand Johnny Quest and Dragon Ball Z art style is different. But what
Okay.
we didn't understand was the art style came from Japan. Nigga didn't know that. I can say, oh, the art style different from this. Okay, cool. But from me looking at that art style, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh,
And
they came from
that's why I keep
Japan.
talking about the word
So
characteristics and not the word anime.
You
okay.
know
But
what? And I thought
if
about
we
so.
And
actually
So
now
in
look
that
but
at things
case,
Crunchy,
objectively,
Crunchy,
so Mark,
Crunchy.
you guys are approaching this with a level of analysis a lot of 5 year olds will never do, my nigga.
That is
We
crazy.
Exactly.
So
we
That's
didn't
my
care we
point.
what?
didn't care if it came from Japan.
Cartoons are
If it was
cartoons
good or
back
bad, we liked it or not, whether it resonated or not. That's all the only reason we watched it. We watched Sailor Moon the same way we watched Powerpuff Girls. We didn't
hell
give a
yeah,
fuck. It was just something we
And
This
and
watched.
and,
is
and this the
bro.
thing,
yo.
That's all
So
CJ,
there
so
is.
CJ,
Crunchy, Crunchy. No,
CJ.
hold
The
up,
crazy
Crunchy.
part was
No,
too,
Crunchy. Hold
nigga
up. I
wanted to
got a
find
question.
cartoons. So you see a
So
cartoon,
Crunchy.
nigga,
So you
you
telling me
just wait, hold
when
on,
we
wait, hold
saw
on,
no
Max,
no 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 no
hold on.
because I have a question for you,
No,
dog.
to be honest, a lot of niggas like King of the Hill because it was a cartoon, nigga.
Okay,
Like, come
Crunchy.
on,
So
cuz.
you
South
telling
Park.
me when we were watching Dragon Ball and we were seeing Goku box and fight in very different ways, like we did not see niggas weren't going like, "Yo, did you see Goku do that?" They zip past and forth. They're going so fast, niggas can't see. You do know that's art style, right? You
We
do know that's different animation,
and
right?
that's why we fell in love with Dragon Ball Z, but we didn't know
Okay,
they were
so
from
that's the
Japan.
art style, nigga.
We
So
didn't
you
know
Are
they
tell
were
you
from
not
Japan though. We didn't
nigga,
know
understanding?
that
we
they
knew
came
it
from
was a
different
different.
countries.
Okay,
Nigga,
y'all,
We
y'all
did not
need
know
to.
that.
okay.
Okay, all right, hold up. Y'all need to
Just
be
differentiate
consistent
that shit.
We
with
did
your
not
argument.
And you
know.
niggas
Y'all
didn't
said
No,
either.
That's
we
no,
why I
did.
keep
no,
No, no,
bringing
no,
up
Anybody
the
no,
who
no,
says
no,
word.
no,
no.
no,
Just
no.
that
Because
a
we
Japanese
all can
y'all
cartoon
don't know what
understand.
is
words
a
mean, bro.
liar.
No,
Y'all don't
no.
know
Hold
what
on,
words
hold
mean,
on. Wait,
bro.
wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
keep
wait.
bringing up. I'm
We
not bringing up
everybody here has
anime.
been
I
consistent.
said
Y'all two have
No,
consistently
no,
characteristics.
no. You're
eaten.
not being consistent.
No,
Y'all
y'all two
said
actually
we
eaten.
never paid
Wait,
attention
wait. Hold
to
on. Let
the
me
Y'all
break
art
this
two
down.
style.
Have y'all
know exactly
seen?
where this
Hold on,
came
hold on,
from.
hold on.
Also,
Listen,
knew
y'all.
what art
Hold
style
on.
was back
Bubbles,
in the
hold on, bro.
time.
Hold on.
No, no, no.
Hold on,
Y'all
Max.
said, look,
Max, I
I'm
need you to
cooking you.
listen.
No,
That's why.
Hold on. I need y'all to listen. Have y'all seen that Spider Man that came out on MTV that had that different art style?
First of all, we
I know y'all know what I'm
are you
talking
talking about
Yeah,
about.
that's
Spider Man? You
3D
talk,
animation, but
yeah.
they were clearly in
Okay,
New
okay.
York
So when you look
City.
at
So
that,
it is a cartoon. We can tell. Yes, I remember it because it
listen.
had Neil Patrick Harris as the voice
I
of
Uh huh.
Peter
remember that
Parker.
Uh huh.
too.
So when you
This
look
is
at that
ridiculous.
and you look at the Spider Man that came out in on 4 Kids.
Hmm.
Yes.
You know it's different. Now, do y'all remember
You're
what's it
talking
called?
about a totally
Hold
different. This
on,
is
hold
this
on.
is actually a straw man right now. What you're doing right
Hold
This
on.
now
is
is a
so
straw man argument.
disingenuous.
No, no. Let me tell you.
Shout out
This
to
is what I'm
Spider
trying to
Man
tell you.
Unlimited.
Do y'all remember Super Friends?
Yes,
Yes.
And you see how old it was?
Freaking
No, but what I'm saying is everybody who watched it, they saw it as cartoons. They
Do
didn't
Crunchy.
you
think
remember? Do
about
you
it came
remember
from a
their
different
Do you
country.
remember their mouths matching their words? Remember that?
Yeah. Okay. So
Who
That's what
gonna
I'm
pay
talking
attention
No,
to
no,
about.
no,
that?
no, 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 no. Hold up, Mark. Please, Crunchy. Y'all just sat here and told me we didn't care about art style. We didn't care about art. That's what y'all niggas said.
I didn't say
And
shit.
I am telling you, y'all are telling me every time after we saw Goku Vegeta fight, after we saw a whole bunch of nigga boxing, we were like, oh, y'all, we don't really care about how those lights and the choreography and how they were boxing and how Goku was doing Kamehameha, how we saw them blow. We didn't care about any of that because that is art style. You
We're
do know
not.
this, right?
We're not saying
No, we
that.
didn't say that.
So then what are you
The
Not
saying?
saying
conversation
it.
came in when
Y'all
you
are saying
said
too much.
you and Mark said y'all knew when y'all first saw
When
it
y'all
that
first
Yes,
it
seen it,
because
came
it was
from
amazing.
Japan, and I'm saying that's cap and y'all niggas lying.
All right,
Y'all
bro.
probably
All
like the
right,
art
you
Wait,
got it,
style
bro.
how?
You
and
But here's
y'all
the thing,
like it,
Crunchy.
but y'all
How can
didn't
you
know
tell?
it came from
Wait.
Japan.
How can
Y'all
you
didn't
tell
know
when
that.
somebody is presenting actual evidence and actual like designs of something to tell you that like, hey, I could tell there was a difference between Tiny Toons Adventures and Hamtaro.
because you're
Like I could definitely
Ooh,
tell there was a difference,
dude, you took it
right?
You
there
can
with
tell.
But
that.
You can from a
I
different
can't be
Do you
country.
niggas, do
chastised for
you
that.
How
niggas
I'm
can
hear?
you tell
sorry.
it was from a
Hey,
different
do you
country?
niggas hear how y'all just switched up y'all statement? It went
North
from knowing
Carolina.
it was hold up, y'all just went from knowing it was anime to knowing it's different.
Exactly.
Those are two different
That's
Oh,
so
things.
hold on,
we
hold on. The
always said
word
that.
wait.
What?
See, this is we're Texas snipering the argument, right? So what has been
No,
said
we take a sniper type shit.
from me specifically, is that the
Let's go to y'all.
characteristics of these two things were different. So I knew that it wasn't from here.
I
How
said
you
the
know
Cause you
same.
can
that?
look at it.
How you know it went from America?
So I got a question.
So
Nigga,
if we went to
nigga, who,
I got
if you said you never went to Japan and you never
so
interact, how you knew it was from a whole
All
different
right,
country?
bro.
I want to be completely concise with you right
minus
now, right? I
logic,
want to be completely clear with you.
because this has got to be from a different country.
Now, when I was watching Chinese movies on UPN that were overdubbed, I knew it wasn't from America. Like, was I supposed to assume that that was from America as well? Like, what are we doing?
No, Chinese flicks is specifically different. Like you could tell they
Oh
Oh,
hey,
man,
that's
wow!
how
that's different from
you
cartoon,
don't follow
nigga.
the art stuff.
Get him. How can you tell
No,
it's different?
okay, go ahead.
How can you tell it's different?
oh, don't have to come here.
Oh, you had to read the subtitles.
Yeah.
About movies that were dubbed. So now tell me how it
And
was different.
hold on. And how they shot their movies, you could tell it was from different.
Oh
But
You
no,
know how
but
I
we weren't
knew?
paying
You
Bag,
know how I
attention,
knew that
Mark.
they were
trick
We
Chinese
weren't
bag.
paying
movies?
attention, Mark.
You know how I
These
knew they were
niggas, man.
Chinese movies? You know how I knew? You know how I knew they were Chinese movies? Because my
How?
parents told me we was about to watch a
thank
Chinese flick.
you.
Okay, I wasn't watching that
Oh,
shit.
okay,
You
that's
didn't know
how
it
I
was
it.
from
wasn't watching
China
that shit on my own. Yeah, I was watching
by
Chinese on
them
my own
fighting
shit.
kung
How would
fu
I know
and
that my
mentioning
mama and them
China.
didn't
You
tell
didn't
me we
know it
finna
was
watch
from
a
China
Chinese
then.
film?
Yeah, let's agree to
I
disagree,
got a
please.
question for the floor. I got a question of the floor.
Cause see, y'all some
What
super
So
niggas.
5-year-old do
I
you
got a
know?
question
What
on the floor.
5-year-old
How
do
many
you
of
know had
y'all
this much thought
Like
about
y'all
kids
can't
next
tell
door?
when shit from other
how many of
countries. This is
y'all
bad.
thought Code Lyoko was an anime until you found out that it wasn't?
I knew it was French. I
I
knew it
don't
was French.
I did not know it was French until 4 years ago. That it
Oh,
was
the
Yeah, I
so
knew it
3D.
was.
it was
I knew it was a
so
Yeah,
cartoon.
the
beautiful. It
no,
was so beautiful,
yeah,
right?
that's why I knew it was different
It was so
because I
beautiful.
was like, oh no,
Nigga,
this
this
is.
be lying, nigga. I'm so
Oh,
tired
I'm
of this
I
shit.
lying. All right.
promise you.
Yo,
Listen,
these niggas
Cody
be
Lyoko.
How
lying.
how am I lying when I
You
literally
know what?
just
I
gave
just
you
gotta
the
call it
exact
what it
country it's
is.
from?
people have different awarenesses at different ages, and if y'all didn't have that at that age, that's cool
What
because you
you
didn't
know
have to
about
have
China
that.
at that age? What you know about
You didn't know.
Japanese
These
at that
What did
niggas,
I
age?
know about
Wow.
China? I've been to a Chinese
it's
restaurant before.
okay.
That's
I've been to
it.
a Chinese
That's
restaurant
it, nigga.
before.
Obviously,
You
That's
don't think I
it.
ever seen? You don't think I
That's
ever seen Asian
it,
symbols
nigga.
in my life at that point, nigga?
it's
That
Like,
nigga
what are you
said
okay.
talking
Chinese
about?
Niggas was on
restaurant.
the spectrum. Niggas on the spectrum notice a lot of different
Yeah, I have
things.
Oh,
Asperger's. What
niggas
of
on
it?
the
Okay.
spectrum.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. I have
Yeah.
Asperger's.
Is
Now
that a
let's talk about
diss?
that.
You trying to
Now let's talk
diss
about that.
us? Yeah.
Since you want
It
to do
really
that,
makes sense
yeah,
though.
Yeah. You
yeah.
want
Now let's
you
double
want
down on it.
yeah,
Double
let's
down on
go.
it.
Double down, Bubbles.
So
Oh. Let's get
how you
weird,
a special
Bubbles.
case trying to speak on everybody? Make it make sense.
Mm.
I like the air
God
fried
damn,
rice.
y'all.
My shit be ready in 10 minutes.
Y'all funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie, y'all funny. I'm glad y'all came to the room, bro.
Hey,
For
You know
real.
hey.
what? I'm
Y'all
gonna be
niggas funny.
real. The
Uh huh.
only cartoon niggas could honestly, genuinely say that we knew 1,000% without question or argument was Asian out the ass, Jackie Chan Adventures, and fucking Avatar.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
Those were
Ooh.
American.
Those were American. I'm about to say,
Boy.
like, what?
Magic wants to feed
I
magic.
knew that was not. I knew it was a.
Magic wants
I,
to feed
bro.
magic. I'm trying to tell you, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Then
But I
you
ain't gonna
tell
lie.
me
But hold
everybody
on.
who
But
watched,
CJ, but
who the
CJ, we
fuck
was
watched,
old enough at that time to know different countries at
hold
that
on,
time, like what they were
who the,
trying to do stuff.
Y'all weren't
but
old enough
again,
to know about different countries at 8.
It's
You did
crazy,
no
bro.
that you ain't listen to what I'm saying. You
This
know no.
niggas,
No, listen,
niggas,
it's
Mark. While
crazy
you
talking
over there
work.
shit.
talking, while you over there talking, listen.
Crazy,
Talk your shit,
At
man.
that time, when
crazy work.
Jackie Chan Adventures came out, and he's an Avatar nigga, we were old enough to know a lot of stuff then. But when Dragon Ball Z came out, nigga, when I was like what 3, 4, 5, 6,
You
nigga,
were
how am I
3.
supposed to
I
know that
was
from
8 or
Jackie Chan?
So,
9. Yeah, yeah. That's the
so,
difference.
You
You were
old, that's
3.
the
I was
difference.
8 or 9.
so, wait, Crunchy,
You speak
you
for our
saw.
generation, nigga.
Wait. So, Crunchy, you saw the signs on Goku's back. You saw him eating different food, rice balls,
Nigga,
For
I
all
was
that shit.
403.
I
Wait,
Wait,
Who's
wait.
a
you
We
saw
did.
all of
Hold
that,
on,
and you were
Matt.
like,
bro.
Matt.
You telling me at
Okay.
huh.
See,
five I
this
should
is
have
where
known
Y'all
that.
man,
I
shut
should have
down.
known
Oh,
that at
that's not
5.
fair.
Y'all man,
Hold
shut
on.
down.
This
At
is
I
what
5 years
never
old,
Y'all
we
eating
can.
got it,
rice
Hold on.
balls,
We
bro.
I
can
should have
close the
known.
divide right now. Hold on.
At 5 years old, I should
We
have known
were
that was some
all
Chinese stuff.
at different. Hold on. We were all at different ages at this point in time where these things were happening, right? So
yes.
each of us had different levels of education at this point. Some of us no education at all due to age factors. So this is how we can kind of differentiate this. See, I at that
Am I
time when all
making
this stuff was
any
Mike,
happening,
what
statements?
were you born?
Don't talk
I
shit
was
now.
in an acceler I was in an accelerated plan, right? So
Well,
Mm.
like I
what
could
year were you
tell
born?
differences in things, you know what I'm saying? Like I could do that.
Uh-huh. So
What
so
year
you
were
you
you
could tell
born?
different without being taught that they were
What
from
year
different
were you
countries.
born? What
Interesting.
Mm.
year were
So
you
you
born?
knew at 5, 6 years
Oh,
old that
what
that was
year? Why we can't know the year? What year were you
Born in
born?
1990.
I'm 1990 as well.
And
What's
you've
up,
been watching
Heidi?
it or not?
1990, baby. November 1st. Man, listen,
Because
it was a
I
time.
swear I was like 6 years old, 5 years old when I first watched Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
Well, that goes
When
to
Sailor
the
Moon came out, I was like 6 or 7.
I'll say about around the same
And
age here.
I know at 6 or 7 that shit. I never watched DBZ because, like I said, back in the day it was very boy girl shit. Never watched DBZ, but I did not know Sailor Moon was fucking anime at 5, 6 years old.
What I'm saying is like
okay.
I had an intuition in me to know that that was not made like Tiny Toons Adventure.
oh god.
That was not made like Bobby's World. That was not made like I mean I can keep going, but I
I'm
just knew
about to
like
say,
that was not made by like
you
these
sure?
shows. Listen, the one thing
Oh,
I ain't
okay.
never done to y'all is lie. So
You've been incorrect.
if I said
You've
some
been
shit, not
incorrect.
very
Okay, he could
rarely.
be incorrect. How about that?
Memories. It called false memories.
I'm crying.
And I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Let
Oh,
me
okay.
so let
I
me
know.
kind of tell on myself for a minute here. I'm probably gonna get fried out the Watusi, but there were three girl shows. They were definitely girl shows that I had no business watching, but I watched them faithfully every day. First off, on Jetix, it was called Witch with the five girls: Will, Irma,
Shout
Tarani,
out Witch, man.
Cornelia, and
Hey,
Paylin. Then there was Totally Spies. Clover,
And
Alex, and
totally spies on
Sam.
fire.
There's
Sam was
no
my
way.
favorite because she was the smart girl. And then finally,
Yeah.
Wings Club. I ain't gonna hold you. Wings Club, Flora had that shit on. She was the only black girl in that motherfucker that had that
Shit
shit on.
going on too, man. That's
So
what
Hell
wait,
that's
yeah.
y'all.
peak.
Wings Club
Nigga,
was the
how you think
shit.
a generation of niggas who grew up watching Powerpuff Girls and Sailor Moon gonna judge you for that
I
shit? We was
definitely
watching that shit with
I
you, nigga.
So
definitely watched Powerpuff Girls.
so
What's
wait,
up?
let me get this straight.
What's up?
Y'all saw Studio Ghibli movies and you're like, oh, this is just like Digimon. No, this is just y'all
Well,
didn't see it was
Digimon,
like
Digimon is
No, that's
Japanese
what I was
also,
gonna
so
say.
you know.
Y'all didn't see the similarities with that and Digimon. I'm just wondering, like,
In
y'all never
the
saw
movie
like,
with the
Never watched.
movies, yes, the movie had the same art
oh,
style as Studio Ghibli, but the regular Digimon show had a style more so of an American cartoon. That's why I say Digimon was in a class
all
of its
right,
own.
bro.
It
How I
was.
knew that
I
Digimon was
have proof
different,
of
bro,
this.
for real.
I have
Hey,
proof of this. Like I can literally pull it up.
they
What's
had
up?
Japanese kanjis in the back of their shit all the time.
Right, they did. But at the same time, since Max likes to talk about art
These
styles,
niggas never met a Japanese
When
nigga,
I
but know
watched
that they came from a different
if
country.
Matt,
Y'all
Japanese,
like,
glad, nigga.
different.
To crush that, in the third grade, there was a Japanese exchange student in my advanced placement class, so we can actually stop that.
Oh my goodness, this
I know
nigga.
I'm
And he
having,
told
I know I'm having,
Anyways, like I said,
and he told you about the
later
culture.
on,
Told you about hold on. He told you about his country and the signs and all.
she,
She.
yeah,
So
where
she
she
told
at
you about
now?
all what's going on in her country and the
I used
cartoons
to
and all
talk to
that.
her through her translator because she couldn't speak English very well. Her name is Rio
Uh huh.
Samio, and
Uh
we actually still
oh,
keep in contact to this day,
uh oh,
right?
Uh huh.
go get her there, Karen.
Like
to this day.
I don't like exposing stuff like that about my life, like little
No,
bitty
but
details or
what I'm
whatever. But
saying
sometimes
is,
I gotta
what,
bring shit
Go
up,
get
hold
him,
man.
on. What I'm
cuz.
saying is, did she teach you? Did she teach you anything where you knew when you were watching them cartoons? Oh, they
Oh,
from
she taught
Japan and
him.
China.
Time out.
Oh
Are
Lord.
y'all saying like we knew the difference between American made cartoons and the anime cartoons?
We're just
Mm-hmm.
talking shit.
And
We're not talking about the
At
blackness.
a
That's
younger
I,
age, when we
I,
were young.
but okay, because I'm a bit older than y'all. I'm a little bit older than Mark. You knew
How
the
old are you?
difference. You knew when grown. 41. Don't say damn.
Damn.
Okay, so a lot of y'all be looking like y'all my
You
age, and that
don't
be the problem.
listen.
I'm
That
35.
be
Oh,
I look good at 35.
that be the but some of y'all be looking like y'all was born in the 80s.
Ew.
Um so what I was gonna say was you could tell how a cartoon came on if it was an American cartoon or if it was like Animaniacs. You could. You
damn.
could.
Wow.
How the stuff came and again, I was watching Sailor Moon when I was like 11. I knew that wasn't an American cartoon. But
It
again,
is.
but I was 11. When I
That's
was but
Different
even when
exactly.
it
education than
but
bubbles. Mm.
but
Nigga, I
but
was 5. She said she was 11. Are you dumb?
These niggas
but
slow, cuz.
Are we talking
but
about
when you were
education?
younger on TV programming, there were shows and movies that came on your TV, and you knew if it was foreign or not by how it came on, the way that the credits come up, the music, all of that. Like you could even the little like production, what it says, you would know the difference between. Like I knew when I was into watching Enter the Dragon. Well, not even that one because I don't think
What
that one
about
came out in China.
Shinzo?
But there were movies that came out and you knew that they were foreign movies. But the same thing happened with car. Like I said, I used to watch Dragon Ball Z like the rest of. I think that's like a normal thing, no matter where you grew up. Niggas was watching Dragon Ball Z, and the girls loved. I knew it was a difference between Sailor Moon and Gem. I don't know if y'all know what the Gem and the Gemstones is.
We
Hey,
do.
shout out Jim,
We do.
man.
So, but you could tell how they came on that there was a difference. That's all I'm saying. You could tell there was a difference. Um, when something was coming on. Just like there was a channel, it was a regular American channel, but they would play like Mr. Bean and all of them different shows. I knew them wasn't American by how the shows would come on. I forgot the Are You Being Served was another
But
TV show used to
tequila,
come
but
on.
tequila, you were taught different countries like around 11. Like,
But
oh, this
time
is
out.
this, this is that.
But I'm an anomaly.
I'm just
No, listen,
asking.
I'm an anomaly because I grew up on military bases. Everybody was from a different country.
Hmm.
I knew about different countries when I was a child because I was on a military bases at 5 years old. So I had best friends who were born in Okinawa, Japan, or I had friends that were born in Germany. So yes, I knew about different countries when I was a kid. because that's what I was taught by either my parents or learning different things at school. But I remember being in kindergarten, we had like International Day and all of that stuff. So yeah, I was
So
aware that that there was not just American programming or American things.
so
But that's why I call myself an anomaly because I was
but let me ask you
raised
this:
on military bases.
your cousins, do you think they knew the difference?
I don't think my cousins are dumb, so probably they did. I don't know.
No, do you think no, like at the age 5, you think they knew the difference between? Bruh, I'm
They
not
Five-year-old
think
is
of
saying
a
they think
first
of
5 year olds
grade.
are
themselves at the
That's
age of
dumb.
5. That's the
kindergarten.
thing.
I'm
How is
not
it?
saying they're
That's
dumb.
No,
kindergarten,
and they
yeah.
How is it?
smart.
They said a cartoon is
I'm
a
not
first
saying
grade.
that, but you think all the 5 year olds?
Crunchy, I'm not gonna hold you.
Go ahead.
I think people I think we can differentiate like when we watching Inuyasha and Sailor Moon and stuff and regular
If you
cartoons, we can
Thank
watch
tell
it,
there's
you.
a difference.
Mhm.
differentiate it.
But I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not thinking back then this is anime and this is cartoons. To me, it was all
That's
cartoons.
what we
I'm
No,
not gonna
that's
saying.
hold
not
you.
what y'all are
That's what we
saying.
To
saying,
me,
That is
Safari.
to
not
me
what
in my
y'all are
head,
But
in my
saying.
what we were
childlike
saying,
mind, I'm thinking they're all cartoons, but I'm differentiating. This is not from here, and this is a cartoon. Like I can tell the difference in the
So
sharpness
hold
in
on,
their
wait.
face.
Hold on, Safari. So are you
But
saying?
in my head, I always thought there was cartoons until I got older, and someone's like, "Nah, that's not cartoon. That's anime."
But
Then I was
but
like, "Oh, okay, it's a
hold
difference."
on, so Safari. So basically, what you're saying is, at that age, when you were young, you didn't know it came from a different country. All you saying is it was cartoon, but you could tell the art style was different.
you just
No,
said it came
I
from a
knew.
different country.
No, I could tell it came from. It wasn't. I could tell it wasn't American, but I wasn't saying at that time this is anime. I was thinking they're all cartoons. You get
I
me?
said
That's
now
what
when I
we
said this
said.
exact
That's
same
what we said.
statement, I was called a liar.
That's what we
I said
said.
this exact
I'm
To
same
me, it's
statement.
all cartoons. But like we
You
know
do.
as adults, there's a difference between cartoons and
so,
anime.
Okay.
Max, hold on, Max. Call Safari and Blackness liars
Pokemon was
now.
a
yeah.
Call them
cartoon.
liars now. No, call Safari and Blackness
Well,
liars
Tequila
now.
I'll
actually
vote
said
Safari
she
then.
No, no,
experienced
no.
the
No, no,
difference.
call them
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
liars.
hold on,
Call
hold
them
on,
Call them
hold on.
liars. No,
liars.
no, no,
Tequila
no.
actually
I experienced
said,
different things too.
wait,
Call them
wait, wait. No,
liars.
no, no.
No,
You
call them
say, no, you
Call
liars.
didn't
them
say that.
No, why
liars.
aren't you
You
calling
said
them
you went
liars?
to a
Call them
Chinese
Yeah.
liars.
What's
restaurant, nigga.
wrong?
No,
You
call
hold
them
on,
What's
Tequila. You
wrong?
say
liars.
you went to a
Stay
Chinese restaurant. You knew
What's
the
consistent.
up?
difference.
Stay
What's
No, no,
wrong?
no, no.
consistent. Call
Tequila, no,
them
no, hold on.
liars.
No, no, no,
Why
no,
are
Mm,
no.
you
Crunchy
not
Tequila
getting
calling
said,
them
wait,
cooked.
wait,
liars,
wait,
Crunchy
wait.
man?
getting
Bruh,
Listen.
cooked.
like
Call
I
them
said,
liars.
At
Tequila
that
said she
age,
went to
Call
an
them
Wow.
Asian
liars. Go
have
restaurant,
ahead.
He
Call them
got
military
cooked.
base,
liars.
He getting
experienced
at
call
that
them
age
barbecue.
there
liars,
wasn't
So
Crunchy.
the
she kind of knew the
politics
Call them
of this
liars,
difference.
is anime
Crunchy.
and this is
Mark said he
no,
went
cartoons.
to a
because
Like
this is
Chinese restaurant
different, and I
and
did
he could
have
tell
to
the difference
correct
in the
her.
shows over the country.
Wasn't the only
Not
Bro,
thing
you
I
the only
said
thing
said.
he
that, bro. I
said.
want to hear,
That
bro. You
wasn't the
said
only
Oh,
thing I said.
because
I
y'all
hate, you know what?
this
I
nigga
really
said he
hate,
had
I
some
hate
Chinese
when
ramen. Now he
motherfuckers,
know all the
I
cultures.
hate when motherfuckers cherry pick arguments just because they want to
I'm
make
not
shit look
trying to
You
funny.
said
cherry
that.
pick. I
That's not
didn't.
the
You
We
got
only thing
didn't
I
cooked.
finish.
said. Say
We
Crunchy, you
everything
didn't
I
got
said
finish
in
cooked.
this
questioning
conversation.
her. We didn't finish questioning her because she also said
Oh, here we
Sailor
go.
Moon and Inuyasha in the same sentence. By the time Inuyasha came out, I knew the fuck what anime was. I don't
What?
know her age at this
Safari
point.
younger than you.
I
Yeah,
was
hold on.
born
How
in
old are you,
So
Safari?
far,
'92.
yeah. You
I'm
old
So
lady.
34.
92. Okay, yeah. So hold on. But you knew
So when
Sailor
did you
Moon.
actually start watching anime? Because like I said, Sailor Moon came on. It was regular shows. It wasn't even fucking cable. We didn't have cable when I was
Bruh, you
5 years old.
lost.
So it
But
can't.
you couldn't tell the difference between, like, you
It
couldn't
was
Nah,
tell it
we
looked
cartoons.
different.
had
How the fuck would I know, nigga? The first
to
thing that popped up was
to
that shit
me
before I left out and went to fucking
Bubbles,
kindergarten.
Liars, and we can move
to
on.
me, if it wasn't real people on TV, to me, it was interpreted as cartoons. I
Mhm.
can differentiate. This doesn't look like The Simpsons and Sailor Moon and Inuyasha don't look the same to
But
me.
how you know it from a different
I
country?
We
because of
could
the intro
tell.
outros that
I
they
wasn't
had.
watching
No.
Simpsons at
Jesus
5 though,
Christ.
so that's
Yo,
why
we
I'm
could
saying
tell. Y'all couldn't, bruh.
I
You
don't
can
It's
think that you
okay.
know
you can
exactly what you're
tell
talking about at this point because I wasn't even watching Simpsons. I wasn't even allowed to at 5 to watch The Simpsons.
You weren't?
Yeah, we
So
was watching The
no, this
Simpsons
That's
was
a
since he
you
was
thing.
little.
grown as hell.
Like I'm
Have
not
you
Max,
ever
looking
seen
at
Tiny
Land
Toon
Before
Adventures?
Whoa,
Time.
don't put
Like what are we
Max.
doing? Have you ever seen Tiny Toon Adventures? Have you ever seen Looney
Absolutely,
Tunes? Have you
Max,
ever
absolutely.
that
seen
was the
anything
thing.
like
The
that?
Simpsons,
Alpha
the
Captain
Captain
Simpsons used to
Planet?
get banned in
Captain
people's house. A lot of people
Planet.
didn't see Simpsons growing up.
Okay.
We did. Yeah, we for sure did. But to me, if it wasn't like real people on TV, it was a cartoon. That's just how I interpreted it. I wasn't saying, okay, this is anime, this is not, even though I understood that this was maybe made in America and this was not made in America.
This is a random question.
So
Do
Does that
y'all
make
why?
remember? Do
sense?
y'all remember Centurion?
At what age you understood it one from a different country? That's what I need to
Okay,
know.
I thought I was the only one for a second. Hell yeah, Centurions like Thundercats and He Man, they all came around the same. They was like around the same
Great
time.
stuff.
Man, that shit. I just thought about Centurion.
I used to
Y'all
be scared
saying
of
all
the
these
Thundersky
dumb
cats used to
movies and
scare
all that
me.
shit.
I'm
Crunchy, I
waiting
was
for.
probably like 8 or 10 years old. I was probably like in fifth grade.
I'm waiting on the Thundercats live action movie.
So Crunchy, why are you not calling Safari and Blackness liars? Like why are we not doing that?
I said kindergarten, 5th grade. I
But
fully.
I was 7 when I realized all this stuff. As
It
So
had
what
to
did
have been like fourth or fifth grade. Like
far and Blackness liars,
what
or
I
you're
say?
gonna
I was like, you
apologize to
said you
BM
was
Max. One or
around
the
my
other.
same age, and that's why I called your
We're
ass a
either
liar. You
yeah, but
said
I'm
you was
talk
around
yeah,
my
but
same
I'm
age,
also a
and
little
that's why I
smarter
Y'all,
than
called
you
y'all
your
too,
ass
egos
if
is
we're
a
being
too.
objective.
liar.
But what
Y'all
I'm saying is
muscle being the
either
smartest
either
crazy.
y'all are gonna apologize to BM Max or you're gonna call
Uh-huh.
Blackness and Safari liars. It's one of the two.
Ages. Yo ass said you were my
I
age.
was 7.
You said you was 5.
No.
Hey, can somebody
seven,
recant
what,
what I
like
actually
third
said?
grade?
Yo, just admit y'all were wrong.
I got a better question. What
And
about
we
what about
hello,
SWAT
hello,
cats?
hi
Apologize or
everybody,
we're gonna
hello, hello.
call people liars. Which one?
I'm gonna turn on SWAT cats and listen to y'all argue.
You said my age around fucking 5 when you
What
seen this shit.
was happening? I said that.
Yeah, like not every show. Like there was the longest time. Like I didn't know what was it. The intro was it the intro for Inuyasha? I would only see the outro because sometimes the show on TV it just
It
wouldn't
was Adult
play it.
Swim.
I guess for time.
It was
Yeah,
Adult Swim.
so the only time you could really like because it would play in English, right, like with subtitles and shit like that, but or like it would have the English version of it, but it wasn't until like the end where like you would see like the outro, the shit's in Japanese.
So
I'm like, oh,
so here's the
okay,
deal with
but
that.
I'm not really paying attention to that as a
Right.
kid.
So here's the deal with that. Like
To
so
me it's a
so
cartoon.
they knew so Adult Swim and Toonami, they understood that a lot of the they understood that a lot of the like listing of people who played what was going to be at the end of the shows instead of the beginning of the shows like most cartoons would. So when they played it on Adult Swim, they canceled the need to do openings because for one, they needed to be able to make the runtime. And then on top of that, the way they did it back in the day, they immediately jump right into the episode. They give you about maybe 10 or 12 minutes, then they go for like a long ass 4 or 5 minute commercial, jump right back into the shit, and then that's when your outro would come in and it would give you like who all played what, the producers and all that shit. And then you had about a 5 minute gap before the next show came directly on. There's very few of them that actually did play into that. Like I think Tenchi Muyo was probably one of the rare few that probably might have actually had a solid opening that Toonami and Adult Swim just
Yu
let
Yu
play. And
Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho, because who can resist Smile Bomb? Who can resist Smile Bomb? That was so popular they had to let that ride. But Dragon Ball Z was not one of those. For a long time, Dragon Ball Z played intros, but they stopped. But they stopped for a while. Then they started picking them back up when Dragon Ball Z Kai came out, and then they kind of just follow suit. Because if you think about back in, again, go back in the day with Toonami and Adult Swim, Dragon Ball GT had a balance. They sometimes their intros were played, sometimes it wasn't. It just depended on what platform at that time it was being played on. I'm really
I
old.
think can we just come together and agree that the statement that you didn't when you were young enough you didn't differentiate between animated shows that came on your screen,
I
and
didn't
once you got older, we started doing it.
I didn't give a fuck back
Everybody
then.
here,
I didn't give a fuck back
but
then.
yeah, I've heard everybody here agree with that statement one way or the other. The only thing is we disagree because we're not all the same age, we're not all the same generation. Other than that, just still stands. Be happy. And also, I got a question.
We don't agree on this.
We, from what I've heard multiple times over, we agree. Just we're not going to say it the same way. We agree.
No, we look, CJ. If
I'm
you
not
want to
arguing
find,
with you. I'm not arguing. That's just I'm just sharing my observation of this whole thing. If you don't disagree, that's fine. But all I want to say is the question like I had earlier. Johnny Quest is American, right, or Japanese?
Johnny Quest is American, the American production anyway.
What is Thundercats?
It's also
Okay.
American production
American, I
because Johnny Quest was produced by
G
Hanna Barbera, if
GI
I'm not
Joe.
mistaken. Thundercats was produced by shit. I can't think of the fucking production company.
GI Joe. What about GI Joe?
Let's see. Let me look it up. Thundercats production company.
but keep going, CJ.
No, no. I'm asking is what about GI Joe?
Uh,
I'm genuinely just, yes, American or not.
I don't. I know GI Joe is American.
Y'all calling Pokemon anime?
Well, Pokemon is an anime.
Pokemon
It's
is, but when nigga didn't know it was anime until we got
No,
older.
no,
Right. To
Pokemon.
me, Pokemon was cartoons.
Yeah, to
I didn't
us,
know Pokemon was anime till older.
it was classified as a cartoon,
Yeah.
but it originally was produced as an anime. It's produced as an anime.
That's part of my point.
Yeah, we understand that now, but I'm saying when I'm a little
hmm
girl watching TV and I get home from school and I
Right.
put on the TV and I watch Pokemon and
So,
I'm like,
So
yeah, I gotta watch
Safari,
my cartoons. What you mean?
okay,
me and
and
you are the
can you be
same
honest?
wavelength because
Can
we're
we
along the
not say
lines
that
of
niggas
if it wasn't real
do
TV.
shit
Hey,
same
hey,
the
hey,
same
I don't know
hold on.
what
Too
you're
generations?
many
saying.
people talking. Hold on. Shirley, let CJ finish his point.
Right.
Then you can go.
I'm just saying, like at some point, we can say they changed over time, but you can't tell me in the '80s shit like Johnny Quest and shit like Voltron didn't look too similar.
First of all, I was
no,
hurt when I found out that I was hurt when I found out that Voltron was not an anime because it definitely deserved to be one. The motherfucking storyline was absolutely like crazy wild work. But Safari, you and I are of the same
Wait, so
generation.
is
So you and I,
Transformers
hold on.
is Transformers an anime?
Transformers is not an anime. Well, at least not. Let me put a pause on that real quick. Let me put a pause on that real quick. Now, Safari, you and I are of the
Speed
same.
Racer.
You and I are the same category because when I looked at anime, when I looked at cartoons, I did not actually care whether or not it was an American animation or Japanese animation. Cartoons was cartoons for me. I wanted to watch the shit and enjoy it because a lot of real, live action TV just wasn't my thing. Now, as I got older and I learned certain things were anime, then yeah, of course, I started to learn how to differentiate between the two, and I enjoy being able to know the differences because what I used to watch back then, it led me to other things. So that's why I was like, when I talked about Ronin Warriors led me to Rurouni Kenshin and all of those shows like that because I love samurai shit. Like that's my fucking thing. But like what it does for us when we get older and we realize what certain things are, it opens a doorway to be able to find more of the same type of genre that we were into in the first place. So like if you're looking at Sailor Moon, obviously you're going to find yourself looking into more anime that lean towards that same kind of thing whether it's like school anime, whether it's slice of life, whether it's etchy, because sometimes etchy and harem tend to fall under that. Because if you think about it, Sailor Moon was most definitely at etchy harem, definitely, especially if you read the manga. But that's neither here nor there. So you find out what you like. Like for example, Negima. I don't know how many of y'all remember Negima. Negima was
wait, but where are we going with this
a
though? Where are we going with this
I
one?
don't know. I'm old, but. I don't know. I'm taking everybody
Yo,
down memory lane because like I love the old school shit, and I think that's what all of us have in common. Whether we recognize art style, animation
yo.
style, whether we recognize it or not, I think at the end of the day, we all love the old school shit, and we carried that with us into the new generation, so that these young motherfuckers can actually have some appreciation for the shit that they're watching now. At least that's my prerogative.
All right, so CJ, what was the
But
point
can
you were
we?
trying to make?
Because I was saying like you can't tell me Johnny Quest and Speed Racer don't look like they could be made from the same place,
First of all, I love Speed
animation
Racer
wise.
and I love Johnny Quest. I don't care if they well actually Speed Racer was
Wait,
made
but hold
I'm
up
saying
before
for
you go
style.
down
anime.
I'm
memory
saying
lane again. Hold up.
this is
Go
not a
ahead,
style.
CJ. CJ, go
This is
ahead.
I'm saying
Speed
no.
Racer, hold
I'm simply
on.
just arguing off. I'm arguing off of just like the look of it, style. I know it's also come to do with the time it came out in, but what I'm saying is, are they different? Yes. Can we acknowledge the differences? Yes. This is why we can tell which cartoon is different because they look different.
Oh, wait a minute.
That knowledge, acknowledging two things look different and being able to identify what those two things are not the same thing.
Wait a minute.
And I think a lot of us,
Are
when
you
we were like,
comparing? Wait,
Speed
wait, wait. Are you
Racer,
comparing Johnny Quest from this? Wait. Hold on, Trey. Are you comparing Speed Racer from the '60s with Johnny Quest from the '60s
because I was about to tell
when
him
stylizing wasn't that big of a thing? Is that what you're doing?
Speed Racer is an anime. It's an anime. Yeah,
okay,
I
so
looked at that. I was like,
what are we
huh.
arguing? What are
Ooh.
we arguing?
I don't
Are
even
you
know what
comparing two
y'all talking
cartoons
about
from the
anymore.
'60s when we're
Well,
talking about a '90s based
Listen,
conversation?
listen, listen to see what
did
CJ
y'all
point
hear
We
what I
again.
want
was
to hear
saying?
what CJ.
No, did you even hear what I said? I
Yeah,
didn't.
but what
Or
I
did
did hear what you said about Speed Racer and Johnny Quest, but what I'm asking you
what did I
is,
say?
you said like, are we gonna say that there's that much of a difference between them?
Man,
But I'm
do they look
asking
that
you.
dissimilar? That like wildly different?
Well, no, that's because of the time period.
But
We're not talking about the '60s. We're talking about the
am
'90s.
just I am just saying over time, even then, there has been a bit of a blurred line, especially when you're younger, the line is very much blurred. It doesn't get crystal until you get older and get some perspective. But when you're just again, you're everybody's argument that at least the reason why I'm against most of those arguments on your side is because most of those arguments come in with a perspective that most 5-year-olds do not have of the world. Like, think about again. I'm not saying 5-year-olds can't know shit, but knowing shit and how to apply that shit to the rest of your life is very different. We know there's usable knowledge and useless knowledge. When kids are just absorbing, when you're watching Dragon Ball Z, you're just watching dope shit. You don't give a fuck that it's Japanese or not, because most of the time that nigga, the kanji on that nigga's back is already blown off. We don't give a fuck. At that point, it's two white dudes. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But, like, this is not the like. I get that niggas don't sound more cultured when they were younger, but we weren't. This is a new thing. We were the era that brought this shit in.
Mhm.
So acting like niggas are weird for not knowing this when we are literally the ones who broke the barrier
No
for
one's
it is
acting. No,
fucking
no, hold
insane.
CJ. I think you're misinterpreting. No one's acting like people are weird for not knowing. People are
No,
acting weird because
I'm not
people
saying
did know.
that. That's just how I worded it. But I'm saying acting like it's an out of pocket statement that niggas didn't know until we knew. It's kind of crazy. And again, when you come to Yu Yu Hakusho and shit, we didn't know what was that by that time. But Yu Yu Hakusho was not coming out when Dragon Ball was coming out for most of
Right
Speaking of Yu Yu Hakusho,
now,
I
but
want to
this
petition that
is
Yu Yu Hakusho is definitely every Yu Yu Hakusho. Like Yusuke is black. I was,
it. Fuck all
I
that.
will
Yu Yu
down that.
Hakusho is Togashi's true.
Yusuke is
Yu Yu
black. I
hey,
Hakusho
will
is
die on that
Togashi's
hill.
masterpiece.
yeah, moving to something more serious. Hey, are we calling people liars or are we apologizing?
Yeah, who you calling
Mm.
liars? I ain't
Y'all
calling
nigga
you a
lying.
trooper.
I'm sticking to that line, boy. Y'all nigga lying.
Katniss are telling the truth, but me and Max are lying.
Yes, apparently that's how it works. I guess it's how it works. I don't know.
To
Blackness
so far like I
is
need to,
perfect.
but blackness made. She said she was 11, and
11
hold on, and she
years
said she
of
experienced
age.
different cultures by being on the military
I mean, I
base.
can speak for
So
what I
that's different.
said.
That's different.
She could speak for what she said.
You have more questions for me?
Yeah. No,
What?
I was saying what you said. Yeah, she could speak for it. Because Crunchy tried to put in words. Crunchy, you're the only one who never knew. Well, with Bubbles, that's why y'all.
Let
And
me pull
Yeah,
up.
never
Val
mind.
and
Hold on.
CJ and Trey
Hold on,
Lee.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I just listen. I'm just here.
What other
I'm just being
questions?
old. I ain't trying to side with nobody. I'm being old.
And so you saying at the age of 5 or 6, you knew that when you were watching cartoons, you knew there was a difference, and you knew they were from a different country.
Yeah.
Okay, so who taught you that it was from a different country?
The outro when I would watch it late at night, the the outro was in Japanese.
When you were listening to it.
Yeah, I would watch the show and then I would
And the
watch the
credits.
outro.
Safari, I'm
The
gonna tell you why.
credits would be in Japanese
I'm gonna tell
and
you
I
why
would be like,
Safari.
"Okay, that's Japanese." But in
Hey,
my
the
head it's
credit.
still
Hey,
a
the credits for Sailor Moon
cartoon.
were in Japanese. Isn't that crazy?
To me it was still a cartoon because all I knew was it's not real people, it's
Yeah, so
colorful, so it's
So
a
wait, but
cartoon.
Safari, you
hold
didn't
on,
think
hold on. The
I
difference
didn't know
between
it was a difference between cartoons and anime until way later.
yeah,
Actually, out of my teens. I was out of my teens.
so the difference between Safari and why I didn't get on Safari is because hold on, do you speak Spanish?
Yes,
And English, right?
yes.
Okay.
Because you feel comfortable trying to get on me and Max. Just say what that is,
Well,
man.
no, that's not it.
You can keep
It's
it a
the fact
bean.
that
Yeah, you can keep
she
it a bean.
she experienced different life. So I guess it would caught her attention that it would be from a different.
Mark is
That's not it,
Italian.
nigga. We ain't counting that Italian side.
It's
That shit
not
barely
that.
there.
My thing is
Nobody talking about say he Italian. Nigga, hell nah.
he's
Years.
younger than me. Also, she's
Nigga said he
younger.
went to a Chinese
Also,
restaurant and then he knew that it
yeah,
was anime
but
because he
that
went to
has
a Chinese
nothing to
restaurant.
do with the fact that she grew Spanish. She's telling you
No,
the end
no. What I'm
credits are
saying is,
I
Japanese.
don't think
And are you
her
telling me right now, nigga,
no,
you
no.
saw those
Her
Japanese
experiences,
credits and you're like,
her
I
experiences
wonder
is
what
gonna be
American
different.
producer had this? Like, what are you
Her
talking about,
experiences is
Crunchy?
gonna be different. That's it.
well, also
Oh my
hold
God.
on before you think you're about to yell at anybody. She also told me like 7 different animes that didn't come around the same time. So I ain't gonna lie, I just threw Sorry some
I
shade.
told several different animes that did come around the same time.
Okay, then
And
that's
I
what
can
I'm
tell
trying
you
to
that I
I
knew the
mean,
say.
difference.
Y'all ain't learned no way. The fuck?
I was watching Sailor Moon and Inuyasha in 5th grade. I remember the bedroom that I
Yes,
was
she
watching it
wasn't
in.
5 years old in the fifth grade.
That's
Seven.
what
That's
I'm
why I'm
saying.
trying
Like,
to throw in her testimony
and you
early.
not
No,
sure the
I'm not
difference.
talking about being five.
I
Let's
That's
move
mean,
Mac's
on.
when I
fault.
was
Let's move
5 years
on.
old, I was watching 5-year-old shows. I wasn't watching
People got to
anime.
have autism to notice stuff like.
This is
And I'm
crazy.
sticking to the line tip, but keep going.
When he said he did, I said okay.
That's
I
some fuck
dropped it.
shit. I'm gonna keep it a
It
bean.
was
And I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, y'all,
simple.
y'all. All right, y'all. Let's move on, bro. Let's move
I'm
on.
bringing this topic back up because y'all niggas ain't getting away with this.
No,
Nah,
no,
I got a
no.
quick
cause y'all
question. I got a
niggas.
question.
You think it's
What is
far
some
fetched for like children to not be stupid? Like that's the
I
thing,
didn't
man.
say that.
I
I
don't
didn't
know what's
say
going
that.
on,
But
man.
But
like
you got to give me more than Chinese restaurants.
y'all
That's all
can
I'm
agree
saying
to
to you.
disagree.